design. And then Mr. Nakajima, as this is a 5,000 seat purpose-built auditorium for concerts, how do you balance the needs or cater to the needs of different shows? You know, for example, a pop or rock concert that could involve pyrotechnics versus a more subdued chamber music group?
Okay, sure. Human sustainability. Like Shaka Khan, her passion for music is life. I also love people. I love the world. I've traveled all over. And I always have an issue with architecture that seems to have very strong barriers between the more public side and the more private side. So for me, to try to take a building where you can dissolve those and allow opportunities and more levels of interaction, more opportunities for human interaction or passive enjoyment is something I always strive for. This particular project, the siting is amazing. You have some amazing green space surrounding it, the old colonial bungalows, the park. And Singapore is an incredible tropical climate. So we were very fortunate to have a client that was willing to pursue aspects of trying to not have the traditional enclosed air-conditioned box, but being able to dissolve that a little bit. We looked at how to create an outdoor environment that was indoors, where you had natural wind currents coming in to allow people to feel like, have the pores permeate with enjoyment, being able to look out and experience it. The whole way we try to allow the circulation pattern to evolve. So one sees where they're going to, but once they get there, there's a whole new discovery that they never even intended to have. It goes all the way through the building, even including the venue itself. There's a 400-meter loop that carves around the entire exterior of this building that people can walk around 60 meters in the air, and that's very unusual. So I'm very fortunate to be able to have clients who also believe in the human condition and how to try to elevate the human spirit, because it's not often that you're able to achieve this. So, I hope people feel this when they walk around. I know when I'm walking around, I find myself smiling to myself. I hope others do that as well. But we had a lot of fun with it, and I do believe, I do hope that it's a success in that way.
Where to start? We've talked a lot about purpose-built. Purpose-built implies in itself that you can define what you're building it for very closely, and of course the realities of a venue like this that wants to be able to be very active very often for a wide range of things, then purpose tends to get broader and broader. And I think, of course, if you allow it to get too broad, that's when you end up with barns. Because at a certain point, it's not really purpose-built for anything because you're trying to do too much with it. Now, Andy sort of laughed because I'm not going to use the word that I use a lot when we talk about it. We talk a lot about intimacy. We talk a lot about that connection that we want to create between the artist and the audience. And actually, of course, we all have a lot of large teams working with us. And one of the characteristics that I think would really set us apart as the auditorium and acoustics and theater designers is actually the fact that we are all practitioners on my team, whether it's sound, lighting, everybody is on stage, at least part-time, sometimes in the past, but even currently. And so we feel that we have a sensitivity to the performance and the nature of that. And so when you're creating a venue, you really want to understand that this venue is for this range of things. And so immediately I have to say it's not for chamber music. It's a big room. There is a certain level of intimacy that can be done and is appropriate with the energy that these artists will bring to the room that is completely different than a room where you will have a string quartet playing. It's a completely different animal, and there's no need to try to do the same. But the balance of creating that intimacy with the range of usage, and especially all those magical things that you don't need to know about, whether it's in the sound or the lighting, and all that magic that actually creates that holistic experience, has to be there and work. And so it's a balancing act, as you say. And we start from a certain place, and the clients start from a certain place, and the architect comes in, and then we butt heads and find our way.
It's a bigger
I have to butt it against yours more often.
Okay, well, we'll all have an opportunity to experience that tomorrow night with the very first concerts with David Foster and friends, of course. So please give a warm round of applause to our wonderful panel here today.